Well, then we come to, is this the last match? Thank fucking God. The world title 4-way match was the big main event of this fiasco, with Pockets versus Light Switch Jay White versus Hangnail Page versus the champion Dick the Boozer, the world's most dangerous plumber. And it writes itself. It started with a dive and a 4-way on the floor. And since all three of these numbnutses are mad at the plumber, they're all ganging up on him at the start. And when they had him out on the floor and up against the railing, they beat on him with some of the fakest looking shit I've ever seen in a wrestling match. It was like they didn't want to piss him off. They were just, at one point, not even trying to do Pockets as fake kicks. They was just all fake. And then Claudio came out and pulled Moxley over the rail and took him to the back of the arena, and the other three followed. And they all fought in the stands and in the arena. And Wheeler Useless got involved, and Marina Shafir and security, but it's not as exciting as it sounded. They were all involved, but it was just the same bullshit where they fight out in the crowd, kind of, and then they fight back.
The fan reaction is part of the story. They don't react to any of this.
They're standing there smirking at him. They won't even get out of the way when these giant, sweaty men are fighting in their direction. They're like, they're not going to hurt me. And at 4 minutes in, Moxley and Pockets got in the ring, actually, and then they rolled back out. And then all three of them powerbombed Moxley through the announce desk. But then Hangnail double-crossed the other three. And they had a 3-way on the floor while Moxley sold the desk, but nobody would get in the ring. And then finally, in about 10 minutes, Dick the Boozer popped back up and beat up the mascot. And somewhere, I guess, on the desk, Moxley had busted the back of his head open. And then Moxley and Page did fake forearms and bad indie spots. And then they went into the part where everybody did everything over and over. And Moxley was actually selling for the emaciated little fucking delinquent. I'm sorry, I should be more specific. The mascot. And then Page pulled out one referee so he couldn't count. They got a second referee in there, but Useless, who's not even in the match, came in and glommed him and beat him up. And then Marina Shafir got in, but White grabbed her without knowing it was her and gave her his finish, which that actually got a pop. And then Useless hit the knee on White, and Moxley gave White his double arm, and Claudio rolled the first referee in, and he did a flat, slow 3 count, and Moxley won again. And people are like, hey. And then the heels went to start beating up Jay White. But then FTR's music played. And they walked out to the ring, and then the lights went out, and Edge's music played. And he came out looking like handsome Jimmy Valiant does today. And then FTR slid in and had a sloppy fight with Claudio and Wheeler and beat them up. And then Edge and the Boozer faced off. And Edge speared him and broke off the chair support and cross-faced him with it in his mouth, because remember, they did that in the WWE when Edge was a star. And then Claudio pulled him out, and Edge started talking into a dead microphone and realized it. So it asked him if they'd give him another. They gave him another. And he told Moxley, "You're all mine, and we're taking it all." What are you taking, and what do you want?
Kept calling him kid, too.
And then Tony Schiavone, when he said, "You're all mine, we're taking it all," Tony said, "I love AEW." Yeah. There you go.
There's a lot to break down there. Tony Schiavone sucks more than anything on commentary because all he does now is just, wow, what a great roster we have. He said that the other night. I'm like, will you shut the fuck up? And then here, of course, he loves AEW because the Cope returned with, not even the Cope, just Cope. Adam Copeland, the Edge, returned with FTR, who are deader right now than they've been since they first came in. With that bad music, driving a truck. No one wants to see the Moxley stuff to begin with. This isn't promising. And then it was just classic AEW. He gets the mic, he's all fired up, and it doesn't work, and you see his face, and you feel bad for him. He's like, motherfucker, I'm ready.
It wasn't even feeding the broadcast, but not the PA. It was just dead.
It was feeding nothing. It was coming out of nowhere. They gave him a dead microphone. The babyface hits the ring and they give him a dead microphone.
Remember we talked the other day about, great entrances where as soon as he hit the ring, somebody fucked and shit the bed. Yeah, this wasn't as bad as that.
But him on the mic here talking to Moxley, I don't think that was working. Based on everything Moxley's been doing, the attempted murders and everything. Hey, kid, I'm better than you are, kid.
But here's the problem is, yes, they made the point that I think Edge said something to the effect of, I started doing this when you were still growing pubes or whatever. But look at how old Moxley looks. How old must Edge be? And look at how old Edge is looking now. So I don't know if kid is the thing I'd be calling the fucking 40-year-old guy that looks 50.
Well, that was AEW World's End, an exciting end. How many matches did the heels win? The main event, Moxley. Okada. Monet, that's 3 in a row.
Well, now wait a minute.
MJF. Hold on. Is it every match? Mariah May?
No,
Osprey won the opener. That's right.
Yeah.
The match that actually had the fans.
And Okada beat Ricochet, but you can't really tell who the heel
Ricochet, I don't think Ricochet was all the way heel as the match started. I think after the match, it was firmly established he is now the heel.
When the fans threw shit on him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the heels won every match except for the opener, which coincidentally enough was the only match the fans were into from bell to bell.
Well, it's your show, kid.
Well, that was World's End, Grandpa.
See, I can call you kid because I'm older than everybody.
Kid. I mean, I don't know. Of all the things to call Moxley there, it just doesn't. Let me tell you something, asshole. Like anything else.